Nerd Soul.
Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. That's right, we having a good time. It's animators team up. We chilling, some soul taku type stuff. Chilling, doing our thing, just trying to live. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to live. And I ain't by myself. Nah, 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 nah. Mark Dub, what's up?
What is good, everyone? It's Mark Dub, part man, half amazing. Spicy like that Creole, not that Cajun.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Now, see, look, I'm gonna be down there in Baton Rouge very soon.
Oh
Soon
man,
and
I
very
can't
soon.
wait. I can't wait.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact,
Very
I
impatient.
still need to holler at some 225 people, but you know what I'm saying? I'll do that. We'll talk about that outside the podcast. But we have another person on here, the other half of the dynamic duo in the South. You best believe it. You know what I'm saying? Mr. All right. Cooper. Cooper. What's up, man?
What's up, y'all? Shout out to everybody who's listening at www.blurters.com. Hope all of our listeners enjoying all this anime talk. We're gonna talk about a couple of things, maybe even a little manhwa, as they call it. Shout out to Ninja Sama. Shout out to Gamma Ray. You know, they incorporate these terms, and I like to pick them up, the right terms. I try to, try to be a little proper, because
You
I'm
know what
ignorant.
I'm saying?
Ninja
Oh,
Sama
man.
and Gamma Radiation. Shout out, y'all, man.
Yeah, for real, for real. They out there, you know what I'm saying? They out there living it up, making the world a better place for you and me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, Gamma got a whole gig today. She is in her, she's doing her Princess Tiana character.
all right,
She
that's what's
got
up.
booked, I believe, so she's making some beautiful kids day today in her cosplay.
That's what's up, man. You know what I'm
That is so
saying?
awesome.
Because I believe the children are our future. You know, if we teach them well and just let them lead the way, we could show them all the beauty they possess inside. You know
That's
what
a
I'm
To be
saying?
beautiful thing.
honest, bruh, after with that, I almost want to pick up my segment into get schooled, but I can wait.
Nah,
That's
you
a
know what? Let's do
that's a
get school right
perfect
now.
that's a perfect segue to get schooled.
Let's do that. Get school. Tell me about get school, man. Break it down for a brother.
So get schooled. So we talk about anime and anime things, but this is a webtoon. So it I don't know if there's any mention of it getting animated, but
Hmm.
but for all of those, you watch Lookism, right, Mike?
No, I haven't watched it, but I got it in my list. But I remember you telling me kind of like how it goes down. So I felt bad for some of the people in there, but I haven't watched it yet.
Whew. I'll just say this. I don't know what's going on in South Korea. I don't know what hell, fresh hell. If this is South Korea, then I don't even want to think about North Korea. Man.
It'd be a trip if like North Korea was just kicking it,
Just
like
stop.
everybody was on the beach with their feet up.
But no, South Korea is like this is the free Korea that wants to enjoy some American freedoms, but they also got some of like they're like hyper the it's like hyper sadistic. Basically, let me break
Wow.
it down. It's hyper sadistic, but it's actually some good in it. And it's actually, I think, for us people of a certain age, I'm gonna say this: they give a warning. Get Schooled is about a ex-military captain from the army, right? Korean army. His name is Mr.
All
Na.
right. Okay.
Mr. N.A. Mr. Na. I don't even know. I guess that's his real name, but it's real simple. He looks like a Zaya or Eraserhead from MHA. But
Okay.
if
So like, kind of like, so he out there. Maybe it sounds like that might not be his real name.
I think it's his real name, but it's
Oh,
like,
word. Okay.
but he'll drop like a wait, he'll drop like a phony name before he go to school just to mess with people. But basically, his dad or his superior, like they're these military people. Basically, a lot of the schools in Korea, there's some really bad schools. Um, it's almost like you remember The Substitute. I never really got into that movie.
So it's like Fair East Side. You know what I'm saying? That's right.
Um, you talk. Oh yeah, in a way, it's kind of like
So every school is like Fair East Side before Mr. Clark showed up. You know what I'm saying?
maybe not the whole school is bad, but he goes after the ringleaders. Like if he see a particular bully, doing something or different things, and the way it starts, you don't know he's gonna go to multiple schools. but that's where it leads. So basically, the education and ministry creates this thing called teachers' rights protections, because you know in
Wow.
a lot of Asian like and even in America we used to have corporal punishment for kids, which I agree. I'm not mad with it leaving. So y'all who I trust y'all, I believe in gentle parenting. You shouldn't just be bashing kids in. So
Yeah,
for the
don't
purpose of
don't be
this
beating the
story,
kids. Don't
so I just want to
don't
say this.
don't bring the master's energy into your relationship with your child. But
So
continue.
yes,
I
so
like that.
I
I
strongly
like that,
want to
Mike.
say that I agree. But as far as they make the kids like he ain't just beating the kids just for like he can't. Now he will beat. He are beating their asses. He got the right. Like they pat. And this is how they did it. It was slick because they had like another law that took corporal punishment out. But then on the slick, the the politician, Maverick, you could will his dad or his I don't know if he just called him dad out of because he older, but the dude's over the education ministry or whatever. They
Mhm.
created a law that passed, and they didn't act on it until 2 years later. So it gives them like this particular agency can go into a school and can beat kids if deemed so, and they have all the right. Now,
Dang.
now with that said, the kids that he are beating, they deserve it. Like, oh my god, they deserve it. Like I'm talking like they talking about like them old dudes look like 30-year-old men smoking, like everybody smoking cigarettes. Everybody.
Dang.
Everybody. Like and then it's
People
not
gonna
and
have
then
lung cancer at like 22.
bruh, they gonna have lung cancer at 19. Like they smoking all the time. And it's just like the type, but it's nothing new that you've seen, but it's glossed up for the modern generation, or you could say the hype beast social
Mm.
media age. But it's like you think it's gonna be. I always laugh when the old heads like, "Oh, this generation soft." No, it's just different. Ain't nothing softer. It's just as vicious and
Yeah,
malicious.
this kids is just as
So,
crazy as they was before.
so the story starts off, and I won't try to speed it up, but basically it starts off with a suicide, and these kids were just they didn't have no remorse about this dude killing himself, and they were like pick the top loser, and you see like from this other kid's point of view that he's like, man, I got to make it 3 years of this, because high school in most Asian countries are 3, middle school is 4, so it's a little different from ours.
Ah,
So but he was like, but once he found they would have like the first years picking each other, second years, and then there was one dude who was so called the king. He was a politician's son. um Long story short, that politician turned out to be friends with the minister of education, but the minister of education did not like his ass. So this is
ah,
the first arc is wild to set the tone. And I mean, he is slapping like the first bully that the Mr. Na go see, and he was like, "What you doing?" Blah blah blah. Like, and you beat one of the first bullies, and Mr. Na gets to school, and he sees this kid get flying kneed in the head. And he
dang.
just slapped like he's beating him. And then the kids are like, "Ha ha ha! You can't touch me!" Blah blah blah, because there's no corporal punishment. He's like, "Oh." So I'm gonna describe this first ass whooping. Excuse me for the language, folks.
Yeah,
All
I'm
curses.
like, it's a family show. Come on now.
I'm sorry, the blurtish, we ain't did a separate blurtish one, so you gonna have to beat me out. I'm gonna
Cool.
stop cursing there. Sorry.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
But the show,
You
look,
always warn me.
I haven't warned you in a long time. We've been doing a
I
family
know.
show for a long time. But sorry. The butt whoopings, the beat downs, the violence, if you will. Bruh, he literally cocked his hands back and slapped like his face. He rearranged that boy's face, and
Dang.
the art is so good. The beat downs, you feel them, like you feel the pain in the face.
They spend
And
extra money in the beat downs.
bruh, it's all beat downs damn near. But he like wind up. Long story short, made an example of the kid. So say basically rearranged this school hierarchy, saved the other kid from committing suicide. And it's not just students. He's also there's another thing that made me like this story. I just read a chapter, and they'll read like the law like before some of the episodes,
Mhm.
and like, and this is what this law is by. And also they did not leave the students out. There's like students also have the right to learn. That's very important. He will take it out on teachers bullying students. They have the authority. He's like, because it was like in the last one, he went to this school where the teachers were already, they were like, yeah, we back, you know, they were just like abusing the kids. And it'll be
so
like,
he's Korean Joe Clark.
Yes. And the whole agency, and, you know, even me.
He about to whoop the teachers and the kids.
In fact, it's like it wound up being like a 2-art process, because it was like this teacher, long story short, he was so crooked. He was basically being paid by like more affluent families to get their stupid kids grades up, and he'll give them test scores, this that, because he had a divorce and he's just a terrible person. But you know, his life is bad, so he's just projecting this and getting money on the side. So he's taking bribes and this and that. So he want his terrible teaching,
Good old American way.
wind up, and I'm telling this story in reverse, just this part. But basically, he ruined another young lady's life, and it made her such a terrible bully that it made her hate teachers, that she wind up accusing the teacher of advancing of putting the moves on her. He winds up committing suicide. So his actions, in a way, really ruined several lives. This one terrible teacher. So he had to go like, and Mr. Nas saw this. He put 2 and 2 together, because the girl was at an all-girls school. So his you know, his the female soldier, she came to help and got assigned to his unit, you could say. So she had to go there and crack heads at the girls' school, and she like, look, I ain't as nice as him, but she couldn't see them. Oh yeah, oh no, oh yeah. The girls try to cut her face with razor blades.
Yo,
like, so, but he
what
put
is
it
going
together.
on? Yo, look, South Korea.
It's
I don't know
wild.
what's going on. I need to.
He was
like,
able, but
where are the parents?
Oh, the parents are a part of the problem.
Where are the fathers?
They're part of the problem with broken homes. You know, rich spoiled kids, man. The father in the first arc was abusing his kid, the major bully at the school. But he was terrible, but it didn't still excuse anything. And I mean, like, that boy was about to set the school. Like, you just got to see it to read it, but to see all the pain. Like, everybody's terrible in that arc, but it does come down to the father, though. So the father was there. He was bad, terrible, and he was out. Look, and that kid would use his father feelings like, you know who my daddy is, whatever. Man, but here's the funny thing: they leaked his indiscretions and scandals out because they from the same party, the minister. So they blackmailed him, discredited his name, and when them kids found out, they was like, "Oh, so your daddy ain't even got that power no more, and I did all that work for you." Oh yeah, Did he start getting bullied? Then he couldn't take it. Then he was want to set the school on fire. So, bro, it's like, I don't know how they would animate it. It would take a lot, because it would be very, very. They would have to adapt this and probably bring the violence down. But
well, now you know how they do it in Asian films. They don't be caring about that violence.
Well, I mean, if it's
having them death game movies and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
They could, especially with this writer strike. They might have to buy in some more material soon. I mean, I'll be there for it, but it's like the substitute. It's like, you know, a better version is like you say, Joe Clark and Mr. Nas looking at the bigger picture, and just to see even old people was getting it from like the last people. But yeah, that last teacher who was really abusing grades, he caused a lot of problems. And what made me so angry, he always, and his, you know what his subject would be when he would try to break a student down, if he can make them be, if they're from like a poor status, like an overachiever for a poor status, he know that if I could break them down and get them to lose it, they ain't gonna have a leg to stand on. So that's what happened to the girl who was wilding out at the girls' school. You know, same situation. He tried to do it to another kid who was the recent one, but he was so resolute. Like, he's just a poor kid who, his dad was what they call a junk collector, not a regular trash man, like, you know, paid, like collecting junk off the street and selling it, cleaning
so his
up.
dad was Sanford. All right, I get
Man,
it. I
Bread
get it.
sandwich.
excuse me, not even his dad, his grandpa. Like his grandpa out there pushing a cart. Like not even
Dang.
like he ain't got a car. Like he got a cart, and this is the same thing that the mom and Lookism job had, which is like damn. So it's like the lowest of the low, bro. And people was picking on him, but that kid was like, man, he's like, grandpa, I don't care, I'll help you out. Like, bro, the teacher tried to seek the bullies that he was using on the grandpa, and it wound up that the bully was like, and he's like, you trying me to break him mentally before the midterms. He's like, that boy is mentally strong. I don't even want to do it no more. They say he's stronger than what you know. And the bully, and I'm gonna wrap this up, but this is the last thing. When Mr. Na got to that school, you know how he got the teachers back? He had the right to make. He said, all of y'all. He called out about 6, 7 names. Y'all are now students. Put on a uniform. And this is what you got to do. He made them students. He said, you got to be in the class, and y'all got to do the cleanup. Y'all got to do stuff.
Well, who gonna teach their class then?
Man, he taught it.
Oh shit.
It don't matter. He had it taught, and they still had to do their job.
That's a substitute day where you just get a movie.
And you know what?
He Joe Clark.
And you know what the final exam or the midterm exam for those teachers were? It was like 6 questions. And they also they had a little perverted gym teacher who was kind of harassing girl students with a stick and poking them and crap. And he would say some very, very out of line things. So, harassment is real out there. But he wrote up a test for each of them. They had to clean the desk every day, 2 points. You had to do this every day, 2 points. Wow. The last one, the 2 students that they offended the most, each one was worth the total was 50 points. He's like, look, you can do all the other ones, but you ain't gonna pass this unless you get these students to sign and accept your apology. He said, no matter what else you do, you cannot pass without passing this. And he said, guess what? When you fail, you're fired.
Dang.
And I think only 2. They didn't really say what happened to the gym teacher, but it's assumed he was getting poked with the stick by the ladies and whacked appropriately. So I'm pretty sure he lost his job. So they just kind of let his little scummy butt fade off in the background. But the main teacher, he wound up getting arrested for scandal, bribes. And the good dude, he was like, yeah, thank you for your apology. He was like, he said, I learned not to worry about people like you. He said, I ain't gonna let nobody like you stop me. And he's like, I ain't signing.
I'm not gonna let you hold me down.
He tried to bribe him with the test
I got
scores.
to keep on moving.
He tried to bribe him with the test scores. He's like, look, man. He's like, man, look, we know how this goes. Let me peel your senses. And he gave him a little flash drive. Man, the good student threw it back in his face. He's like, man, I'm not worried about you. And, guess what?
We really gotta watch this, Mike, because Coop is so excited.
Bruh, you gotta read.
It must be good.
Coop like seeing bullies get their comeuppance.
Bruh, and here's the thing. And this is my last thing I'm gonna say. The two that this evil teacher.
This is the third last thing. But let's go.
But I have to spoil this one. But the bully he was using.
I told you you'd be spoiling stuff.
I'm sorry, but it's still I can't describe it enough where you will feel it. The bully that he was using to try to break the other student, when he said, and he had to apologize, and Mr. Nas said, you gotta apologize to this bully because you were sending him down the wrong path anyway. You know what the bully did? He looked at that sheet. You want me to apologize? And you can read the teacher by. He's like, oh, this is gonna be easy because I was helping him out. Man, that student beat the crap out of him. He said, "Are you kidding?" Made jokes and then burned a hole of his name on the taper with a cigarette. And Mr. Nas said, "Man, this kid knows how to put on a show." And then,
wow,
he couldn't get it. So the bully was smart enough to realize, man, you trash. You use me to do your dirty work, and you don't really care about I know what it is, man. Like,
and I'm still gonna be smoking.
I'm a thug out here, but it's like I really don't have I really ain't got nothing against that boy that you put me up against. And he's like, and he's strong. Like, I can't break him. He's like, man, this is a waste of my time. So, bruh, that's just good writing. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. The violence against, like I say, seeing kids, even though they write the kids, some of them look old. one arc was just crazy, but
They
it's
be
like
they
it's
be old
valid.
like kids in American TV, where it be,
Yes,
when you look
Like
yes,
when,
like Ralph Macchio. Ralph
bruh.
Macchio was 35 years old playing 17.
like when you watching Bel Air and you like Lisa, you a grown woman, stop it. Like
Lisa very much is a grown. Yes, like
I'm
okay,
like you looking at these quote high school kids, you're like,
at least
mm,
22,
I feel
at
like you like
least
22,
22,
23, something like that.
25 sometimes. Be like
That's why
they
that's why you when you see real high school age kids, you're
they
like,
look
man, they look so small. It's like, no, they're supposed to look like that.
yeah
You're used to
50 year
Hollywood
olds.
showing you adults.
50-year-olds are not supposed to have unless they're at the top of their sport, and I mean the tickety top, a 8 pack with rippling muscles and just I don't know drinking smoke all day and got all this freedom. Like where are the parents? The parents always be like, I'm in the back. Don't worry about me.
Don't
I'm
worry
at
about
work.
the parents. Don't worry about who keeps their lights on and pays their bills and stuff.
So yeah,
Parents be
that's
non-existent.
yo. It's on Webtoons. I know I went long, but Mike had such a good segue. I couldn't pass it up. I guess this counts as a slice of life. It's a
Yeah, that's
horrible.
like
It's
there
a
you go.
horrible slice of life.
It
It's a
sounds
I
like a
horrible.
mean, hey,
slice to the
life
throat.
life ain't always great. You know
It's
what I'm
a
saying?
this is slice of life that will slice you up.
This is a knife of life,
But
and it
when I
will slice
say,
you up.
even though I'm not, believe it or not, I am not a big fan of violence, but I am a fan of people who evade your space, evade your rights, and who think you're less than. They deserve to get what they got. All right,
Yep,
I
you
ain't
know
with
what I'm
that
saying?
Naruto. I love Naruto, but I ain't always with Naruto. Yeah,
Yep, you know what I'm
people in the
saying? Yes, they
comments
deserve to die.
talking about, yeah, you can be good, this, that. Like, yeah, like we can talk. Like the people in the comments on Webtoons just be saying stupid stuff. Like, oh boy went to jail. He deserved what he got. Like, this ain't forget. Like, you can forgive. And Grandpa, you know, he old. I understand when older people say, don't let the pain and hurt you, cause you know it's gonna make you whatever. But you ain't got to put up with their foolishness.
Do
Oh,
that.
and last thing I'm gonna say, Mr. Now will take a kid who's getting beat up fist, and you can tell when he's gonna take that kid's fist and actually punch the bully with it.
What?
he like
Wow.
tighten your fist, look at his
Mm.
chin. Wah!
Wow. See,
Oh,
Mr.
Oh.
Nabi just abusing kids in the
I
right
like
Shout
way.
out.
Mr. Nah.
Shout out to the Black Macedone on YouTube. You can watch him do his voiceovers and special effects with it to like episodes 1 through 17 right now. He usually goes over a lot of web tunes, and it's worth the ride to watch it his way, then to pick up the series. But get the series. So Black Macedone, black anime otaku guy, follow him. He's worth it. He adds value to these things for us,
True that. True that.
black otakus out here.
No, doing our thing, and I'm glad you have someone out there like Mr. Na keeping it real for the little guy. Speaking of the little guy, over in another anime, there's a little guy that's on the run. All right, he's really little, so little, blew my mind when I saw it. I'm talking about Demon Slayer. I'm talking about Tanjiro. I'm talking about Nezuko. I'm talking about all them folks. You know what I'm saying? Got the Hashira all in. Look, we finally found out. Why these necks can't get cut. Well, I mean they can get cut, but why they keep? We finally found out. We was like, man, what is going on? I'm like, all right, maybe you gotta chop. Maybe you gotta chop them through their heart, or maybe you gotta, maybe the seal is like on their back, and you gotta chop it there or something. We all trying to figure out what's going on with this person. And then we find out, there's a sniper in the bushes. That's what it is. There's a sniper in the bushes. Now, of course, we done seen this demon before. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing new. He got a big head. You know what I'm saying? He got a tumor on his dome piece.
Bumpy.
No big deal. But then when we see him, he's a little smaller than he used to be. Just a little bit smaller. I'm gonna throw it to Mark Delp real quick. Were you surprised when you saw how small he was?
I was. They was like, he's no bigger than a field mouse. And I guess
Oh man.
from when we see him with Memnon in the upside down castle or whatever they call it,
Mhm.
we always see him at a distance from the others, so we really don't get a true perspective on his size. So I was thinking that, but I was surprised to see like in real world he's like small as a field mouse, so he's real hard to catch. And
Oh no.
a Hashira hit him in the neck with a sword and broke his sword on his neck. So
I
he a
mean,
tough little.
I think he shrunk because he split.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe.
so he's regular. He's normally regular size, but when he splits, he gets teeny.
His body is hard to find.
Yo,
So,
because when they showed them little baby legs just kicking, I was like, bruh, this
He
is
was
all right.
kicking.
On one hand, this is funny.
Yes.
Like this is hilarious with them little feet just running down. You know? I was like, what? Them little feet was just a kicking boy.
Man, it was like Looney. It's like the Looney Tunes music started.
Yo.
But
Like
he could.
like Road Runner, man. His legs was spinning. Looked like he was riding a bike. It was funny.
But the
Yo.
sword breaking did. I was like, oh lord, he got another hitch in it. I was like, hey, okay, he tiny, but you can't cut him.
Yo, when I'm trying to is it Gen? No, not Genji. I'm thinking of the.
Genya.
I'm thinking
I think it's
Genya.
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 Yeah, Genya. When Genya went after him and finally chopped his neck, and that thing just broke.
I was like, oh no,
And
here we go. Here we go
Oh,
with these
man.
extra. Bruh, what I said these dudes are gonna be horrifying in the upper five. I said they're gonna be horrifying. Cause it makes I'm like, why is he running if he's this strong?
yeah,
I mean,
it's like he's super strong, but he like all extra scared. So I don't know. I
guess-
I don't get it.
He kept I guess for what the explanation is, his emotions are split from the feelings he had from his younger self. And I guess whatever he is now is just a scaredy cat, but he knows his puppets can do the work. But I think his weak point is his lump, which making him tiny and his neck uncuttable. You know, you just like, okay, if
you cut that I don't know, tumor off his head, maybe
It looked
that'll
like a
work.
ball,
yeah.
a neck booger.
And I think he got one more form, but I think he got to protect himself from the lump on his head. So the neck
'cause
is just like whatever.
It looked like a big pimple. He need to pop off that joint. But yo, when I saw them feet, man, I was like, okay, this is funny. This is unintentionally funny. I don't think they expected me to bust out laughing when that happened.
No, but it lightened the mood because it was such a heavy.
Because I was like,
story.
hold up, what?
Forget
Hey, yo, he can run though, man. Homie got speed.
It's like,
Like,
I'm sorry, man. To be a goddamn demon slayer. Oh my god, this is too
yo,
hard.
it's
of
a
a job.
family show.
Sorry, man, but it's too hard of a job.
I mean, it's a good life. You know, well, I mean, it's kind of a good life. I mean,
Like-
all right, you
like,
could die. but-
Only for the dude, the last Hashira who just like gave it all up. He was like, "Look, I am about to retire with my 3 wives. I'm tired of this. I'm
Yep,
all
yep.
cut up. I barely made it out.
I mean,
I
he
trained
still
my
lost the
whole
arm.
life for this. I
Yeah,
am."
he
Still
did
lost
lose
the
his arm.
arm. He barely avoided being poisoned to death.
Right.
I think he lost. Oh, he lost
He got
the eye.
breezy. He got Jules and breezy, so
He
gonna be
lost the
all right.
eye. Like, it's not, how good is it?
He-
I mean, he's still the flashy thunder god of from the festivals.
Yeah, he be alright. I think he gonna make a return too. I think he might have to come out of retirement, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in this arc. But speaking of this arc, we get a lot of great appearances, great storylines, reveals in this episode. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to Genya. I mean, we still don't really understand his power fully, but I mean, who knows if they'll ever tell us that. But we do get to see, you know, his childhood, man. We get to see a little piece of that. Get to see, you know, what he dealt with. You know, see
Yo, and
his brother, how his brother had to kind of save the whole, well, try to save the whole fam. Like, yo, they got rid of that family quick. It was like, look, you got a whole Jackson family? Nah, bro, we gonna cut that down to two. It was like real fast. Get rid of all them siblings. But
it was
I
terrible.
understand.
It's like you now you see where his pain comes from. Now you see why he is the way he is, and
now you see why his brother hated Nezuko so much when he met him.
Yeah.
Which you can't blame him. I guess you can't blame him. No.
But
his story
Nezuko
mirrors
do be coming
Tanjiro
through.
so much, and yet Tanjiro is just different.
Yep. Tanjiro got that empathy, you know what I'm saying, that respect, that love for people. Even demons, he'd be like, you know what? Sorry, man, I had to cut your throat. Be well. he's like
off to hell with you. Have a good trip.
He's like, much love. Stay real. Slice. But
y'all are funny.
Come back as a better person.
seeing that backstory did give me a little bit of, you know, a little bit of respect for Genya, and then also seeing Genya change. We see Genya and what is his name? Takedo. We see both of them kind of changing due to the proximity of Tanjiro. So, you know what I'm saying? My boy Kamado in the house.
And I just want to say this for everybody who gets mad about the main character having an effect on him and blah, blah, blah. Tanjiro earned that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Tanjiro.
He showed nothing but niceness to Genya. And shout out to Genya for being a smarter Bakugo. I'm glad we ain't got to go through years.
Yeah,
I hate you. No, I need help, man. I need help with this.
Well, and then also, like, Tanjiro came through. He was like, don't give up. You slice it one, you keep slicing. You keep, you know what I'm saying? You keep going at it
to the end.
That's right. He gave him that inspiration. And then when that happened, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna protect my homie. You know what I'm saying?
And
we out here, you know what I'm saying? Chips are down, I'm gonna protect my homie.
And that's why I said during the slow moments, you gotta appreciate those slow moments before Demon Slayer pick up. What Tanjiro said, I know I'm probably going to die, but I have faith in my fellow Demon Slayers are going to pick up the mantle. And he is so resolute now. When he went through, I call it the temptation of Tanjiro in the last arc.
Not the temptation of Tanjiro.
Temptation of Tanjiro. If that's sacrilegious, y'all forgive me. I'm sorry, but you know, jokes.
Oh, look, that ain't nothing but a movie. The Temptation of Tanjiro.
But he was tempted to be a demon. You know, he thought about it. He's like, man, I gotta do something for my sister. Maybe I should join her. But you know what? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't care. We will die before I side with you, because there is no, like, I see all the pain that Muzan is causing, and a lot of y'all didn't deserve it, but y'all are still out here causing pain. I will not concede to this. I will not give in to this. You know, shout out to good characters who got still resolve. You're gonna see more of that in another anime we talk about.
Oh yeah, you definitely gonna see that. But I love how this is coming together. I do. I like the fight scenes. I like how you know, interesting the villains are when it comes to how you have to take them down. We still ain't even we ain't even talking about the pot demon, pot man out here.
God, I hate him.
We ain't even talk.
I really don't like him, yo.
Disgusting. Yo, just. I mean, hellish. Hellish is the word.
Before we even get to that, we still dealing with just trying to survive the emotion demons. You know what I'm saying? We're not. I mean,
they are some tough scooters, man.
They're kind of winning. They kind of got a one up because Nezuko was like, look, you know what? I know how to take these dudes down. Homegirl bled for the cause, B. She bled for the cause and gave the brother a sword of fire, like the Archangel Michael. You know what I'm saying? And then Tanjiro, he was like, swing out. Yo, I ain't gonna front. That was the ill slice, the fire dragon sun slice.
And
That was the hotness.
and just to kind of drop in some points, I didn't know this starting the thing, but as y'all can see, the mark on Tanjiro's head, as most people know now, that he's actually, a sun breather. He's actually was so strong, he was using his wrong element. Water ain't even his element. It's sun breathing. That's why the earrings, we didn't know this then, but when Muzan said, "You see that boy with those Futica earrings? Kill him. Kill him now." Like, because sun breathing is the only thing that possibly can kill Muzan. So
Yeah,
literally,
like
that boy had
Muzan saw those earrings and he's like, "No, y'all kill him."
That's why he was
Get
taken
him.
aback, because he ain't seen that for years, since the first sun breather. Who
Yeah, and like when they keep flashing to the picture, I was like, I'm pretty sure he knows that dude. Like, I think he knows that dude, but doesn't know he knows that dude. Cause I'm like, all right, he's either had a memory or a dream about this guy. And then the guy also kind of looks similar to the number one demon. And then so I'm like,
There's a very good reason for that.
I'm wondering if maybe they were brothers and one split and was good and the other split was bad or something. I don't know. But all I know is Lord Muzan is not happy and he want him to. But once again, like I said in my video about Lord Muzan, if that's the case, why don't you just do it yourself? Catch Tanjiro slipping, like maybe when he sleep or something, or maybe when he out there in the hot springs, swing it, cut his neck, and then just peace out.
But here's the thing, though, Mike.
You can't let a threat like that stand.
But here's the thing. He's scared. Remember
He shook.
what the angry demon said? Oh my God, the man those earrings, that fire technique, the thing that almost beheaded Muzan. Muzan don't want that. He don't want to feel that no more.
But the thing is, he gotta kill Tanjiro before he get too strong.
But he don't even want the chance that Tanjiro is strong enough to kill him right now. That's why he's doing all like just if he stick his neck out, and it's over. All right, mission done. Yeah, he's really
at least
insidious.
from my perspective, I'm thinking, all right, I see this kid. He got the same kind of powers as the dude that almost took me down.
Yeah, I'm taking him out. Me personally,
I need to take him out before he learns any more. I got to take him out when he in first grade. I can't let him graduate high school or college on me. I got to take that man out now.
I would keep me some flunky subordinates. Hide in the bushes, cover yourself, follow that boy everywhere. Like, break him down fast and in a hurry. But then again, Tanjiro was slicing the regulars up at the initiation night. So how good that would be, you just might make him better faster.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what's already happened. Like,
yeah, because
Muzan has been trying to kill him. And Muzan is sending people who he thinks are talented enough to do it, and turning out they not. Like, he thought the upper six that got killed in the last arc.
Oh
he thought he could get it done. And he was like, his sister was his weakness, but he would have been able to do it if it was just him.
Oh, like Daki.
Yeah, Daki.
Girl. For whatever reason, he likes working from the shadows, jumping bodies, or fitness society. But I guess he really want to work from the shadows because for one, he cannot operate in light. As far as I know, those rules, thank God, are the power sets are there. A demon cannot exist in light. So he got to do all this during the nighttime and pretend like he got like a child sickness in the day to probably still move around and do things. So the man is playing a long-term game for a reason. And he really wants that flower or whatever the hell it's supposed to do. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to make him impervious to light. I'm sure it's probably
make him impervious to if he's impervious to light, he's probably gonna be impervious to sun breathing too.
Yeah,
because sunlight. So yeah, man. And that to answer your question, Mike, that's why he shook. He already shook. Tanjiro wearing the earrings of the last being that almost took him off this plane, and he was like, "Look, things have been really good for the last couple thousand years. I don't want to let this little punk cold farmer take me out.
And he killed the upper moon. And that ain't happened in how long?
Was it
Him and
9,000 years?
I don't think
900
it was that long.
years?
That was like
900 years or something like that.
I think it was a couple of hundred or something. I don't know. It was long. It was a long time. So, yeah. I mean, the heat's gonna heat up. I mean, it's about to heat up because the
Yeah.
series ain't
Okay.
gonna last
You know
forever.
what? I'll give Lord Muzan a
He ain't
little
stupid.
bit,
He ain't
a little
stupid.
bit, because all right. With my argument, it would have made sense for him to try to do that before last season, but after the end of last season, when he took out Daki and Guy Taro, when he took out those two, I think that was like, hold up.
Man, this little dude ain't playing.
Hold up.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Hold up. I shouldn't have let it get this far.
I mean,
now I'm
technically,
actually kind of worried a little bit.
Technically, he is, because that's why he called the ball up here. Like, look here, maybe I've been too late on y'all. Why ain't y'all
I
fine?
don't know the point of
boy?
having y'all.
Yeah, because
the
he
point of
did.
having
You're
y'all
right. He
is for
did
this
have
to
a
not
conference
happen.
call. He had a conference real quick. He was like, "Hold up, hold
And
up."
you forget, and then before that, he killed. He just like, you lower six, get out of here. Like he killed all of himself for one. So he did have some work conference meetings, a couple of them. We didn't even get to know the lower six other than Rui, Rui and old boy from the train. It was like,
Yeah.
so four of them out of there.
So yeah, because the what is it? The Daki, Guy Taro, they're gone. Then he
Killed
has that
Ruri.
meeting.
Oh, it was sorry. Yeah. So
Then
Tanjiro
he-
really has killed 3 or 4 former and lower moons and upper moons.
Say, bro, he is not playing with them.
Because the drum demon was a former lower moon. Killed him. Rui, he had help, but he was still getting into his own to even better deal with Rui. And then got rid of got Turo in them. And well, got rid of the train
even
demon.
Enmu was like, "Oh snap, he kind of dope. How you gonna do this?"
Exactly. Now he's up here slashing four multiples of one upper moon demon and would have killed him if it wasn't for a weird quirk.
You're right.
Which
if it wasn't
which they
for-
have figured. I mean, I don't know if they figured out about the tumor yet, but they figured out. Oh, we got to kill him to get them other ones.
Oh yeah, because he read it. He was like, wait a minute, because he could start. Because remember he said, and this is I think something the pot demon was doing. He was laying that smell or something, or maybe it was the sulfur from the ironworks was messing with Tanjiro's nose. And when they remember they blew it out, he's like, I can smell again. So it's those small little touches, because he said that in the hot tub or whatever. He was like, I can't really smell something. I can't really smell like how I used to. Small details that matter in fights later on. Like they'll say something, drop something, and you got to get it. And now his nose works, so he can track everybody for that space that's cleared out. So maybe we'll see that red line come back. I don't know.
Man, that is just crazy. But I love that about this show. Now, we also got our aquatic introduction when it comes to your boy Taquito. He's out there trying to protect some swordsmiths, man. He just trying to do his thing. He trying to get to a new sword because his sword all beat up, all crusted. You know what I'm saying? All rusted up. Well, it's not rusted, but it ain't looking good. And they come up to the pot man.
It looked chipped like pet owners.
Oh man!
Look, it could have went worse, but I can't be PG.
Shouts to the pet owners. But even in this scene, I like Taquito changing. I don't think old Taquito would have sacrificed himself with the little darts.
No, he was a jerk.
I don't think old Taquito would have been like, all right, I need to use them as human shields so I can get to this sword.
Yes.
But now, you know what I'm saying, we're seeing a little change, change for the better. But he's caught in that the aquatic prison, the pot prison or whatever. So
he looks so cool in there, bro. He's still so stoic. Even the pot demon was like, "Oh, look at you! You're so stoic."
Your death is gonna be so beautiful and grand. It's gonna be a work of art.
Yo, man, don't even think about like trying to reason with
No,
this particular demon.
he gotta go.
And I don't know exactly. I think it's Gyoko or Gyoka or something like that. But don't try to reason with this. This one is crazy. Like he's crazy.
Like he
So-
enjoys what he's doing. This
Yeah,
this brings him pleasure.
Yeah, he's particularly brutal. Like, I think when we get the backstory, I think he's the person who caused his memory loss. So I think you're gonna see how brutal he was as a human when he first changed. Like he's been probably a piece of garbage from the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's like, dealing with abstract art, and he just can make, I don't know what the limit to his power is other than those pots. He got to be in a pot. I don't know why would he put himself in a pot, but sure, whatever. But it's a weird little thing. So clearly you got to slash a pot that he's still in or something.
Yeah, and even Takedo was like, all right, so he has another one over there. Like, where are you getting all these pots from? Like, and does he put the pots around before he shows up, or how is he? But because I mean, homie was moving fast.
I mean, he basically teleports into a pot, and I think he said his neck can get slashed, but clearly it's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah, you got to bust them pots up.
Yeah, it's the trick is definitely in the pot.
Yeah, definitely. But
Isn't it always?
I mean, you would know.
oh man,
Shout out to Camp Vision.
Shout out to Camp Vision. Camp Vishon.
Last but not least in this episode, I want to talk about the love Hashu. You know what I'm saying? She comes through. At first, you like, yo, man, I don't know if she gonna make it in time. Can she do it? Can Mitsuri Kanroji do it? Can she hold it down? And oh, you best believe, homegirl out there like weaving her wiggly sword. All look, I ain't going front. She be turning stuff into mincemeat.
Bro, she was like M. Bison with that sword, like flying, doing the drill. Like she was like torpedo, fly ahead, shoo.
But then we did get a little comedy, which I accepted. I accepted the comedy when she caught the chief, and he was like, oh my god, I'm in the arms of a beautiful woman or something like that.
Yeah, he was
like,
relaxed.
He was like, oh man, I'm almost there. Oh, hey girl. Hey, what's you doing?
Hey,
like,
man,
thank you for saving me.
You gotta accept some of the lighter moments in the midst of all this hell.
Yeah,
and old man, like, look, before I die, at least I got to hug you.
and I love the other dude was like, hold on, I'm hurt too.
That was hilarious. Wait. I think I sprained my duodenum. Something
What's
wrong.
crazy is, oh, you still there, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. But I think they said, and I think Gamma will be able to allude to this when she come back.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Love Astra, I think she thinks she's ugly. I think she has like that's her flaw, that she doesn't think that she's liked by men or whatever. Or unless it's just meant for comedy purposes.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
What?
Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
I'm talking about that's just one of that's a personality quirk.
That she don't know that she's attractive.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't believe that
personality
no more.
quirk.
I used to believe that when I was younger, but I got a couple years on me. I'm uncle status now. When people be like, I don't believe that. I'm like, it's clear that you know what pretty and what pretty is and isn't in our society. Stop
I'm talking about in the real world. I mean, yeah, that's the real world. I'm talking about the Demon Slayer. You know, these are people who've been abused and had their families murdered by demons.
Well,
So,
true.
so she might be.
There is an extra layer of trauma here.
She probably has some trauma.
I'll let it slide.
I'm saying within this world.
Hey, way to bring it back to reality, Coop.
I'm like,
I actually hadn't considered that until you said it.
I'm just saying.
Family were probably brutally murdered by Muzan and his people. Thanks.
Yeah, you know, it's always, it comes back to it. You can't, like, look, you can't be Peter Parker unless Uncle Ben die or somebody die. You can't be a demon slayer unless you see your mom turn into a savage wolf that you think is a wolf
Poor
and kill all
Genya.
your siblings in
Like,
front of you.
yo, I
My
actually feel
God.
bad for Genya now.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
Demon Slayer is great at taking characters that you don't like and bringing you around.
Look here, unlike Bakugo, whose parents had a real good marriage.
Not
His
parents.
name is
Bakugo's real name is Clarence.
You know,
He
he
had
just
parents and they had a real good marriage.
Genya and his brother had reasons to be gruff and mean and just like
Hibbity
the world,
hoopla.
is whatever. And he can even, get to. I know. Shout out to all you Bakugo lovers. I know he's finally came around. Yada yada. Congrats for him. It only
He said
took him
congrats
so
for him.
long. It only took him so long. Shout out to Sherry. Hey, we miss you. I have fun with it. I know he's better now, but I'm just like,
name
hey,
dropping. Hey, Sherry.
hey, she name dropped me before. We just means we miss you. And we miss you. Miss you and we love you. But
You know what I'm
anyway,
saying? We miss you.
but yeah, man. I just was throwing that quirk out there about her. But I can't wait to see what she do more of what she's gonna do.
Yeah, because that sword is. I want to see more. I think with a power like hers, with an ability like hers, she might be able to smash all the pots at once.
Yeah, like
Because the
she might
sword is so. It's so I
cover
guess
area.
wiggly
Like
and
that,
versatile.
it's
or
a
whatever.
ribbon sword, like they use in rhythmic gymnastics. Like it's
Yep.
dope.
Yeah, what if
Know
she
what
can
I'm
like bend it in a circle and like take out multiple pots at one time or something?
And there's nowhere for his I don't even want to say Prince sound himself.
I hope
He
she smash all the pots, and I hope he's just a little wiggly baby, big head with baby arms, and then she smash his brains in.
Yeah,
Like,
this
that's
is a
crazy.
family show, Coop.
But this is such not a family.
No, well, yeah, I think we've transitioned out of being family
We on the cusp.
family
we on the
friendly
cusp.
with this anime
We on
a
the
little
cusp.
while ago.
Yeah,
I ain't say nothing bad. I'm just saying it's violent.
But I
Parents,
can't wait
be
for the
warned.
next episode. Next episode is airing sometime. Well, I know it airs on Crunchyroll, but it's super early for me, and I usually can't get to it. But it will be on later today, so I will be on that Crunchyroll watching the new episode because Demon Slayer. Pretty much when a new episode drops, I go back and watch the last episode and then go into the new episode
I do the same
Because-
thing, Mike.
because I hate watching week to week. Like, this is one thing that I enjoy about Netflix. I can get busy and just like sit down and have a good time with like 5 episodes at once or something like that. This is killing a brother. But the high stakes, the drama, they keep matching it, and the animation quality is just sick. So I'm all for it, man. Demon Slayer, look, gold stars for Demon Slayer.
So I got it.
You know what, Mike? I respect people like you who have that kind of discipline. Shout out to my friend Ange, man. Like, she won't even check an episode of anything. She wants the whole season to be available, so she's not gonna watch. She's avoiding spoilers so she can binge. Cause she the week to week kills her too. I feel the same way, but I got to watch this. Like,
It kills me,
I-
but
I
I gotta get
oh
on. I just
man,
gotta
I
do it.
love this show. I told Coop yesterday, Coop, seriously, I think this Demon Slayer and like Bel Air are like my 2 favorite shows on TV.
Yeah,
Like,
it's hard for
period.
me to even go back to some. Like, I'm gonna go back to some American shows and thankfully for movies, but I just gave up network TV. Like, I saw the stuff that got canceled recently and all this stuff, and like, it's old news. Like, the CW is dead. I don't know why they even rehashing these garbage articles, but I guess they got to get squeeze content out of it. It's like, yeah, we knew that they changed the investment deal, but it's like all these shows. I'm just like, I ain't watching them anyway. I don't know when the last network American TV show I watched.
That's a good question.
Oh, wait a minute. And now cable network is Atlanta, but far as like the tried and the the big 3 or 4
Oh, you
channels.
mean ABC, NBC,
Yeah,
CBS kind of stuff?
I've left them probably about a good, maybe Fresh Off the Boat and Summer Blackish,
Yeah, that might be it. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I can't think of anything else.
and that was
I was like,
that was an old now, so old enough. And I
yeah,
just
it's been,
like,
Hey, Black is just done.
yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
Blackish is
saying.
done.
I could go
Because I
back and
kind of
binge
got
it.
tired of that, and I got tired of Grownish. So
Same,
I,
same. And
I,
I
also
love the
tired of
characters.
Kenya Barris trying to make the same show over and over again.
Hey,
Trying to fool
Black
us.
Black
Here's a
AF was Blackish all over again. I was like, but
I
not as
didn't
well
turn.
done.
I didn't turn on 1 minute besides the clips, and I don't feel like I missed anything.
yo Kenya
I
Barris should be
watched
like,
I watched a couple of episodes, and it really was Blackish all over again with like,
With worse
I mean, because it
actors,
was supposed to be the story of his family.
with his terrible acting,
yeah,
His
like
acting, it was terrible.
Kenya
Which
Barris makes Tyler Perry
look
more
like
watchable. I ain't gonna say better, but more watchable and exciting.
looked like a more serviceable actor.
Yes, because
Yeah,
Kenya,
it was bad.
what he did,
Shout
I
out
know.
to Kenya Barris, just in
Shout
case
out
he want to give me a
to
role one day.
Rabbit Hole.
But right now,
Go on
yeah,
blurtish.com and listen to our review of You People and Coming to America 2. They were terrible, but listen to the reviews anyway, and you decipher for yourself. But you did give him props for his new movie, White Man
yo,
Can't Jump. I need to watch
yeah,
it though.
yeah. I watched it yesterday, man, and it's been getting flamed in the reviews, and I liked it. I really liked it.
ooh,
I didn't think I would, so
So I'm gonna
I
watch
think it's
it.
worth a check.
We'll maybe podcast on it when as soon as I watch it.
okay.
I guess I have to suffer through Jack Hollow. Shout out to Lance
Oh
Reddick
boy.
when his last roles though.
Yo,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
and I'm gonna tell you, man. I say this: Lance Reddick ate in his role, Tiana Taylor ate in hers. Like
Okay.
before I get to the next anime, all Tiana Taylor gotta do is show up for me. 30% points on the test.
Boy, let's move on to
I love you, cool. Never change.
another soul crushing, another sad situation that we must deal with, and that sad situation is the young men and women caught on Gabby Maru's island. That's right.
Ooh.
We're talking about Hell's Paradise, y'all.
Man, look.
This show is so awesome. You don't even need like the main characters
no,
for like a whole episode, and they still come through.
Mike. Seriously,
That is a really great point.
which you just said. Y'all know I've been reading ahead. I ain't gonna spoil on the pod unless y'all ask anything. But what you just said, the side characters can carry the story. It is
Yep.
true for stretches of time.
Man,
Everybody's
Mappa
equal.
is eating, man.
Yeah, they doing their thing, man. Like for real.
Jeez whiz, like their storytelling, man. They ain't missing.
Shout out to
Like,
them.
I'm
go
starting
ahead.
Jujutsu Kaisen because Hell's Paradise and Demon Slayer have been so good.
I didn't know. They said I was watching a reviewer, the Weed Commander on YouTube. I guess people call Jujutsu Kaisen, Hell's Paradise, and Chainsaw Man the Dark Trio because I think Mappa adapted all of them, and they all kind of pushed the limits on what is shonen. I know Sherry mentioned that it's called shonen because of that, but I guess going by the old definition, they are pushing more.
We mean more shonen like
but they're
sort of like in feeling.
But they're pushing up in the age and the stakes and the thought process, so it does skew. It's like if they're still teens, this is definitely like on that 16, 17 cusp and pushing into adult, into seinen or whatever the older age.
Yeah, we talk about like 18, 19 of an
Yeah, like this ain't like for the kitties. Yeah, I know West it's different in the East, but this is pretty deep. There's a lot of layers that's gonna be going on that we ain't got to, but continue, Mike.
Yo, we come in to an episode that not only gives us high stakes, gives us drama, but gives us a little bit of heart, and it kind of lets us down, man. Kind of lets us
Mm-hmm.
down in a way, not lets us down in quality, but lets us down like, dag, man.
Bruh, punch to the heart.
Like, come on. All right, look, I'm gonna keep it real. Naru guy, I was hoping her and yeah, I can't think of the
Tenzin.
Tenza.
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 Yeah, her and Tenza were gonna get together, and actually, you even see like a little thought of his before he dies
Oh man, I saw it
of them
too.
together, and I was because
Man,
at the
it
beginning when they were
sucked.
talking, I love how
Oh,
straightforward she is.
Can I?
She's like, you're a considerate man. You protected me. You got integrity. Yeah, your husband material. Like like homegirl is straight to the point.
And you know, shout out to her grandpa for raising her right, and
Yeah, yeah.
and shout out to her for her guns. Like I love the character design of her muscles. Like golly, and you know what? How old she's supposed to be? I know this threw me off. Yeah, from I'll have to look this up myself, but she's supposed to be 12.
What?
Yeah,
Nah,
me
I don't
no
believe
like
that.
it.
that's the.
Me
I'll
no
look
like it.
I'm like, I don't like this. I like, can they at least make her 15? I understand she was a teen, and because he's supposed to be 17.
Yeah, nah.
Still,
Well, it's nah. Okay. I know they want her to be young for, I guess, because they want us to have, I don't know, sympathy on her or something like that. But
like,
her
she's naive.
skill set
But
doesn't even match that age. Like, yo, did she start like training at 1? Like, cause homegirl
she started
is
lifting
mad nice.
rocks, and she's
Yeah,
strong. She's
like
strong,
also
quick.
her maturity level is so. Nah, bruh, she has to be like 16 or so. Like this.
Man, you know
Why
how
would
it go-
they? That's
you
weird.
know how they do. You know, I don't know why they do this. At when bro, I did not want to find this out, but I figured I'll share it on the pod.
Yeah,
But
you're right. It's
I
set
did not.
as 12, which doesn't make any sense.
Let's hope that that's some information that is
Wikipedia whackness
yeah.
or something.
Sadly,
Let's
it probably
hope
ain't
that.
hard. It probably ain't hard to find from like the information from the creators
But like
or
the
character sets.
the demeanor, her kind of like intelligence level, her
I would have
maturity.
said 16, even 20. But I know she's little. But I would
Yeah,
have said, in a Western sense, I would have said, all right, 16 at the youngest, and I would have put him at 19. But I can see if you want to say he's a mature 17 because he was living on the streets, which
Yeah.
we'll get into. But yeah,
Because when that's a good point because when Tenza didn't call her a girl. Who called her a girl? His master. When dad
we
Shion.
figured it out when she stripped down to get clean, which ruins that episode for me at the end. I'm like, oh god, what? Like,
Yeah,
what?
hold up. Also,
Like, she's
that
supposed to be an adult. I
yeah,
thought she
because
was at least a teen.
that body had, you know,
Well,
specific curves that a 12-year-old would not have. So you can't have your cake and eat it too.
I ain't gonna go
You can't
deeper.
have like you can't have your kind of fan servicey moment, but then also say that this is a 12-year-old that hasn't gone through puberty yet.
I'm
Like
sorry,
it doesn't
I
make
did
sense.
this. But even if still, because well, I know
Like,
that
this is just a logical thing. This isn't even trying to like
I just
look at like girls, but just saying like that would be like saying, all right, this kid is 12 and he got like a full Philly beard with like like hold up, that don't make no sense. Like why does he have man features but
I'm
he's
just gonna
not
say
a man?
this. I'm just gonna say this. Japan, I need y'all to quit. Like I love
Yeah.
this anime.
And y'all gotta stop that stuff.
That's one little ding mark because that kind of this is still a 9.9 episode, but that it loses a 10 just for that, and it takes off a little point off the other episode when you find out she's actually a girl, because it's like what, you know, because it would have made sense that if she was a boy that you were like, okay, that's a young boy, but like that makes sense that she would be an older woman, that she could be small and be that ripped up, because her
and
arms
when
alone.
you get that kind of muscle, now I know somebody's gonna call out the one child that's ripped at like 9 years old, but then I would fire back and say, are they really ripped, or are they just extremely skinny and it wraps around their muscles that way?
Yeah,
Because you have people that have abs. All you have to do is just not have a lot of fat. It's not like they're Bruce Lee, where it's like, okay, he's physically fit and he doesn't have a lot of body fat.
The guy's definition in her arms suggests she can lift a lot of rocks, and she does climbing, and she's strong from living in the mountains. That ain't just from being thin. That's from hard practical work.
Yeah, like you can't be like, oh, this is essentially a child, but she's going through puberty because she has the woman's body. When you want to have that scene, you can't Japan. Y'all
Japan. Yeah, I just had to say that. I was frustrated with that.
Just put them on equal footing. You have written Tenza and Narugai as two people on equal footing.
Japan, stop making it weird.
Like they ruined
what is it? What is y'all?
When I found that out,
with, like,
what do you want?
Girls?
It ruined his thought. Even though I'll give him some benefit, I'll give the character some benefit. He was like, "Don't worry about that now," blah blah blah. But it gave him some hope. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry I brought this up. I apologize.
No. I was going to touch on that anyway and be like, hey, I don't know why they did this, because it doesn't make any sense for the character. Like, not the character you've shown. But I do get a chance to see how we handle a story without our main characters and still stay totally engaged.
Yes.
And I think it's because we got enough of the setup when they were first going off the ship, and then also getting enough set up when they are both together.
Yep.
And now in this third episode, we get a sad payoff, but we pay off this relationship with them where it's like, yo, y'all had me shipping these folks for a second. Like after this episode, I was like, yo, you know what? I really don't think.
Remember what I said? Remember how I was already, before I even read ahead, I said, bro, he's so honorable. He's so good. He's so nice. He actually gets injustice in the world. This cat gets it. And I made a joke. I said, it's going to be so sad when they brutally kill him. Because it's coming. I do. Remember I said, I know it's coming. They're going to kill him.
Well, see, because I was sitting here like, you know what? He's too good. Maybe it'll be a situation where, a war-torn few make it off the island. You know what I'm saying? And I was hoping that it would be him, Tenza, Narugai, and Gabimaru would sacrifice himself so Sagiri could get off. And I was hoping that would be like the sad few that kind of are able to return. But now, it's not looking good for nobody now.
Well, I ain't gonna spoil something. Some things. You mentioned one small part. It might have to be more than one person get off the island for functionality purposes.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's going to have to be more than that. Even before this episode, I figured there would be like only like 2 or 3 to return. But now, man, my hopes are dropped, man. Tenza, come on, man.
We just got to like where we could like him. And it did not take a long time for us to endure us to him. And then they took it right away.
Bro, I watched other reviews. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw this, I was like, all right, y'all. I not only I started reading the manga, I had to watch other YouTubers' reaction to it. People were about to shed tears for tears. It's like, we just got to know this boy, and then to see his backstory.
What did I say to y'all? I told, like, before the pod, I told Mike, I was like, yo, I'm finishing up. I'll be there in a minute. And I was like, yo, this joint got me leaking over here.
I almost wanted, like, bro, I ain't never been that attached to a character in 2 episodes. 2 episodes. I was like, God, I know they gonna kick me in the face. I know they ain't gonna let Tenza live.
Like, look, and now I don't want nothing to happen to the girl.
I don't either.
Now I'm fond of her.
And I will say this. Whenever I said about, shout out to Mr. Na and teachers. Aha, transition. Shout out to Shion, I think is his name. Sir Shion. Or Shion Dono, however they say it. His master I was like that. I don't know if I said that boy got a good master. Whoever trained him, but his master is cold. But
yeah, his master was like, "Yo, man, you've been slacking on your skills. You was a little lukewarm with your
You
sword."
look
I was
sloppy,
like,
man.
"Dang,
You look real sloppy. I
you
don't.
out here looking like you're not my student, man. Come on."
And he's like, you got us looking shabby out here, son. But shout out to a teacher who see potential, like for gentlemen, older people, women, whoever, the elders who see potential in youth and don't want to just destroy a person from a shabby background. Because Tenza grew up as a street rat. His parents was good for nothing.
Shout out to Golden Wang. He be looking out for me.
He had to be a criminal, and he could have wound up like his other student, which was a sad story, which affected Shion.
Oh, it sucked.
Yeah, we got so much info between Shion and Tenza, man.
It was like so heavy.
I don't mind a story like doing flashbacks like this because we know that everybody's kind of slated for death, so it builds you up to tear you down and to build you up again. But I was happy with this kind of flashback because even having seen it in the book, but it just doesn't translate. I don't even think they did this much. I think they did a little bit different in the anime than the book. It's not as intense in the book, or unless I got caught up so much, I was reading so much I forgot. Either way, it's intense, but it's like, man, to see it animated and to see them voice acted and to act it out. And when he said, "Master, I'm sorry," and the blood squirt on his face, it's like, oh my god, Shion don't deserve this. This man, he don't deserve.
Me up.
It like, imagine, the people in your life where you said, where you might have told them, "Hey, if you do this, you're gonna go down the wrong path, and it's gonna, put you in this or that situation." And then not only does it come true like you knew it would, but then you have to be their executioner.
Man,
bruh, that I was like, yo, this is heavy. Because it's
when he said, "I'm sorry, master,"
you go your way. You go your way. I know it's gonna go bad for you, but whatever, I don't care. We split you. But for you to have to come full circle back to me, man.
And then you see why Tenza said, like, look, man, he's like, and Shion was like, look, I'm an executioner, but just because I kill people who might deserve it, and I'm ordered to do so because that's my clan, don't mean I can't help people. I was like, God, I loved it. I was like, yes.
Yo,
10 out of 10 who was writing this character.
What they did in like 30 minutes is like a movie's worth of like emotional storytelling.
And can I say this?
Straight up.
I think I told Mark this. You know how they have those popularity contests in the manga, or they're like, hey, who's your favorite character? And the first one, guess who came in number one? Shion.
Really?
Shion was voted the most Gabby Maru was number 3.
Wow.
And Sagari was 2. Shion touched
Gabby Maru got some questionable morals, but Shion
is because he was like, hey, he's like, this girl, he's like, when you supposed to kill her, white, but you protecting her though. Tell me what's up, man. I don't want to have to put this blade on you.
And then when he was like, I care for her and I give her a second chance like you gave me. And then he was like,
okay.
He was like, because the reason he stopped, I think the reason he stopped is because I think a part of Shion was like, the student is becoming the master.
It's like
gets it.
Yes,
he's getting it.
My teaching is going on. Like, we don't have to, like, yes, I can't defy the shogunate's term. If they tell me to kill you, I gotta kill you. Unfortunately, like I said, but there ain't no rebellion against this the shogunates like talk about. Because you got to somebody. If you don't do it, somebody else will. You know what I'm saying?
And then also, we don't know. I mean, even though I know, all these people like the Shogun, we got to do what he says. But I think Shion is also smart enough to say or think. I think the Shogun sent us here knowing it was a one-way trip. And if he did this knowing it's a one-way trip, then maybe I don't owe him all of the, the moral leadway.
Well,
that he gets.
Like old boy say, I don't owe him nothing until I need to prove. Like kind of like the dude who first left. You ain't gotta owe him nothing until you gotta prove it. Like while we on this island, we on this island. So he's like, all right, because where he had to kill his. Now we know why. Like, okay, this man is a resolute samurai. He walks the path of the samurai, but he's able to understand compassion and kindness and want to help people. Generally, some samurai, a samurai could be a mean person. Even if he ain't killing them willy-nilly, they have the right to go and kill lesser people, per se. That also gives me, shout out to, rest in peace to Yamada Aizen, to that same on, who he said, take a walk with me and let me break this story down to you. He's like, yeah, I could break you down easily, but I'd rather reach your mind. So Aizen was probably a good man too. Unfortunately,
look, this episode, bruh. Y'all, come on, man. Y'all broke my heart.
Bro.
I was like, look, because in my mind, I was like, okay, Tenza and Narugai and Sagiri are going to make it out because it's going to be a crazy big, kind of like Avengers style battle. And Gabimaru is going to do the last sacrifice to get them on the boat to get on the current. And then boom, that's the end. And then even though Sagiri, even though she don't have Gabimaru, he won't hers in the first place, but at least we do get, so it's like bittersweet. We lose Gabimaru, but we do get the marriage and the, off into the sunset of Tenza and Narugai. But now we don't get none of that. We ain't getting nothing.
And I know what they say.
All we got was
I give up, man. I'm not watching this no
head.
more. We don't get nothing.
I'm just gonna give Tenza the benefit of the doubt because he's such a dope character. Maybe he was thinking like 6 years in ahead. I get it. Japan done set the law, the rule with this, but I'm just gonna say he was thinking for the future.
We can make
the
that
far
work.
off future. The far off future, because he's a good, righteous samurai who improved his life. He bettered his life out here by the way of Bushido through the teachings of Shion. He
ain't have no potential. I've never had potential. I was born poor. I was born with parents who ain't care. And look at all he became.
Also, I know this is old Japan, but I ain't even gonna say Japan. All you people who be kicking anybody who kick down poor people instead, like, I get it. Some people might need to get some manners taught. Thank God for all the Shions out the world. This man took a diamond in the rough, a street rat, if you will. I know those are demon terms. A thug out in these streets, a bandit, and turned him into a fine, upstanding samurai. Even though I said that the Yamada clan is still kind of looked down upon because executioners just are. But you see a case where it was hard for the princess, if you will, of this clan under her dad, and what Genji was kind of hating. Whatever, I know, whatever practicality, we discussed that. But she has another thing. But for him, it was only like, I'm at the bottom. This is an improvement. Like, I am going to get, like you said, I never devoted myself to, so I've been able to improve my life. So some people, we talked about how to go back to your point of being like a garbage man, and even shout out to the garbage man and what I just talked about, it's good school. They're good people, and they don't deserve to be treated like garbage because they pick up garbage. They're still human beings. They're people. They out here making an honest living in this society. They do not deserve that. And you see, we probably all seen people get treated like that. Hell, I felt it some way myself, this and that. I ain't had, I wasn't poor, but my dad came from the country. I mean the country. And he lived through through Jim Crow. My dad was 90, so he lived through the bulk of a lot of Jim Crow. So he had to deal with that and to deal it from all these discriminations and all this. So, man, people out there, you ain't got to crap on people. Lift people up or leave them alone.
Yeah, if you can't do that, just leave them alone. Like that, just get out their way.
Get out their way.
Your life. Like,
don't be a Tenzin out. Don't be a lower Tenzin out here. Not only do you think you're better than everybody, you're stronger than everybody, got more money, you got dope clothes, and you out here with the illest kung fu, and you regenerate.
Now, speaking of the kind of like the Tenzin and everything, the more we watch, the better I feel about the possibility of survival. Because yes, it took two of them but they were able to, for a time, evade a Tenza. So if it's a situation where they had to like evade just to get on the boat to get off the island, I think that's possible now, because even the Tenzin was like, "Oh snap, you caught me slipping." You know what I'm saying? Like, now of course he adapted, but you can catch them slipping. They're not human, but they're not all knowing, all powerful, all, you know what I'm saying? There is a possibility to catch them on a slip.
I'll say this: you're right. You can't catch one slip. I ain't gonna say much more, but this is where the evil laugh drop in. It's gonna take a while. All I'm gonna say is,
I'm not saying that these guys are a walk in the park.
Oh no.
What I'm saying is, I don't now feel like it's just impossible.
It's not impossible, but it's gonna take some hard work and some knowledge. And you know who's gonna give some of that knowledge?
Groot.
Groot. You say Groot?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh boy with the glasses.
Oh yeah, you know he been studying back in the cut.
His I don't know if y'all gonna like his backstory as much. It still touched me, but it's dealing with some stuff. But he's kind of like a character that the tiny scientist dude, they're good for exposition and explaining.
Yeah. Like, but the Hoko, aka Groot, I think he's gonna drop some knowledge. And the little girl, I think the little girl is gonna be instrumental because Sagiri gave her that bath. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't never had a bath like that before. You know what I'm saying? She might have splashed a little, she might have did a wash up, but she ain't never had a bath.
What little magical girl in anime ain't important?
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, they gave May. She gave her a bath, hooked her hair up. You know what I'm saying? Had her looking brand new. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna remember that kindness. You know what I'm saying? I know how these stories work. She's gonna remember that kindness. It's gonna come through. Either she gonna save them, or she gonna be like, here, go this way, not that way. Something. She gonna do something to repay that kindness.
She is very important. She's highly important.
But that, man, we out here living now. We eating, we doing well. We got Hell's Paradise. You know what I'm saying? We got Demon Slayer. We got Mashle. You know what I'm saying? We got
Shout out to Mashle for my action slice of life. I'm typical shonen nonsense.
To wrap it up, I'm gonna throw it to you for the one and only Mashle. What you got on Mashle?
I'm gonna say
take us away with Mashle.
Again, Mashle is basically One Punch Man plus the joke, the dressing of Harry Potter, and your typical battle shonen goofiness plus Black Clover. Mash, he don't discriminate. He fights anybody who deserves it. Now there's fairness and there's equality. Very fair, even though he said equality. I haven't watched the newest episode, but last episode you kind of see some of the beginning of the battle shonen stuff, where you kind of really see how strong Mash is and some of the jerks he's got to deal with coming up and how dirty they can be. Man, speaking of people getting schooled, bro, Mash, a particular magical bully who want to be want to be tough and all that, was out here punishing one of his dorm mates. And he's like, you got 10 of these to do. And he was like, his magic was to slap people with like rocks or something. He'll punch them in the gut. You on the ground. It's like somebody punch you in the gut from far away. And then you think it's funny. Mash broke all them rocks up. Smack, like what is funny when they react to like, oh my God, they go from I'm gonna beat you to, oh, he gonna kill me. Mash slapped that boy so bad. It was out their force, like Naruto, if you will, because they had to go get some points or something for their dorm. That's here or there. The story ain't the most deep, but it's funny. But I mean, it's funny till it gets serious, as it's gonna get more serious. But Mash beat him up, sat down and walked on a stump. It's like, remember you said you was gonna give us 10? My partner here survived 10. You got 8 more to go of these. Oh boy, face drop. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I'm stopped. No, I can't do it. And the girl who conspired with him to mess over him, and she was like, haha, I'm gonna charm him. I'm gonna mess over him, and no man can resist my charm. Mash came and picked her from behind and belly to back suplex. He's like, I'm fair. I'm
Yo,
about equality.
he slammed that girl with the power of God.
To be fair, I don't condone no violence against women. But if Mash would have hit her, that would have been way worse for her life. So I'm gonna say Mash is like, all right, you terrible. My boy up here bleeding. So Mash, he's a little dense, but he got good character. But it is played for laughs to some degree. But it's gonna get more action packed. It won't get nowhere near as dark as as a Demon Slayer baby. Might get a little close to that, but it won't get as dark as Hell's Paradise, as far as I know.
All
So
right,
it's
that's
gonna
what's
stay
up. That's
pretty
what's up.
pretty breezy for a minute. More school related stuff for a hot minute, because it is really the school is important to it per se, but it is about a bigger society again, a theme of people treated unfairly for just being different. That's kind of what this is about. So shout out to their fake Dumbledore for accepting Mash and kind of like sending him on his way to become the best thing, that a visionary. So unfortunately, you gotta sometimes, if you're behind the eight ball, fortunately sometimes you gotta break that glass ceiling in the world or get to your level where people can accept you. It sucks, but don't give in out there, y'all. Anybody who listening, if this is to build you up, take something from these animes. Don't give up. Don't give in. Try your best.
Yo, this you know what? And that's a good place to stop. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, y'all. And that's
Look at
that's
Coop
what we
being
do.
all motivational.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
We're
man, we watch these things. We should better learn something from them. Right, good writing and connective tissue among stuff we watch. If you see a through line, share it to the world.
all right. That's what's up. That's up. Well, hey, with that said, I'm gonna throw it to Mark Dub. Tell them where they can find you.
Y'all, y'all can really find me. I'm an introvert. I be in the house.
Mm.
So y'all can find me on these Facebook streets as Mark Wallace. You can find me on IG as Mark Dub. You can find me internationally as Mark Dub 44 on the Twitter.
All
And
right, okay.
you can find me in a couple of places. June is a super busy month for us. Y'all,
Yeah.
I'm doing some stand up, man. So I'm gonna have a couple of dates. I'm gonna announce. June 7th is one. So June 4th we have our Soul Lab Sunday celebration, summer celebration, partnering with the Baton Rouge Library, Goodwood. It's
East
gonna be
Baton
June
Parish,
4th,
East
3
Baton
p.m.
Parish Library.
Thank you, Coop.
Get it right.
It is gonna
Ain't nobody,
be
ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody think. Stop acting like y'all a gang or something, man. It's a
right.
library. You know,
Just
come
just come
on,
out there and do your thing, man.
come on, enjoy
While I
yourself.
do mine.
You know,
Get the
Mark
title.
Dub gonna
Get
be
the
there.
title right.
I'm gonna be there.
As
They
much as this
know.
dude fuss about that place.
They know. Look, they know where to go. Look,
oh,
look. It's at
Goodwood.
the library. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be there. It's on Goodwood. I'ma be there. Coop gonna be there. Gamma Ray gonna be there. Mark Dub gonna be there. Milton
And
Davis gonna be there. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
August the 5th and the 6th.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's gonna be a great time.
Yo,
I can't wait.
We gonna be living. We gonna be living out
We're
there.
gonna have circus performers there too.
And you know what? I'm gonna see what I'm gonna look around, see if I can set up an after party on each day. We'll see what's up. You know what? I might try to do something fun. I might see what we can do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come on down to Baton Rouge. Enjoy yourselves. But I'm gonna throw it to Coop. Coop, where can they find you?
Yeah, and you can find this podcast and many things that we talk about, even besides anime, other stuff, and some dope merch sales that's coming up this week. At www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blurge.com. We, of course, as they said, Mid City Microcon, August 5th and 6th, free to come in, 2 days. Check it out. But before that, like I said, June is important to us. It's our birthdays. It's the 7th anniversary coming up with Blurtish. June
Yeah.
3rd, I'm going to be at Art Night at the Smiling Dog on Sherwood Forest in Baton Rouge. So that's set. The end of that month, I'm going to be at Mississippi Comic Con, hanging out with the Bear and the Beard podcasts. In some capacity, I always see them. I'm going to be with Calvin. Will be my Ground Nova will be my table mate. Then July I got another set. August, September, I'm planning to be now at the Terrebonne Parish Library Con. They have expanded. They followed our lead.
Wow.
They used to be just Sunday instead of Saturday. They now got a Saturday day, so they got to, shout out to free library cons and make it in 2 days. Yo, you got me. Like I just applied, so hopefully, and they sent me the thing. So more than likely, I probably will be in. I got to just holler at them about some stuff, and they kind of like they had the
since
same.
Y'all getting in free, buy something, y'all. Buy something.
Yes.
Buy something. These
That's
people came out. They got some dope stuff to check out.
if I could write that on the websites for these library cons, I would, y'all. But like, you got it free. Support a vendor, support an artist, support somebody. And
You know
don't
what?
come
I
up
got
to
another idea. I'm gonna tell you off. I got another idea that I'm gonna tell you offline that I think would be dope. But anyway, go ahead.
And also, don't come up to a vendor's table and be like, "Oh, can I get this off Amazon?" If I could Mr. Nah you, I would. I'm sorry, I don't condone violence, but that's just my reaction. Do not come to my face
See
and
that
then
Batman and Robin slap.
don't ask me, "Kid, is this on Amazon?" Don't even mention Amazon.
Why do you care if it's on Amazon? You can get it right now.
You get it right now. And
Amazon is important if,
That's the answer.
if
You
you're
get it
not
right
in
now.
front of it.
you get it right now.
Yeah.
I told some people that. Some people don't. I get it. Some people don't be thinking, especially if they're young, and they just don't understand the concept of stores and retail and independent vendors. It's like I am doing, and I have to tell people this else. You probably not gonna see me again. The people who always think they gonna see me at some later
here's
date.
the thing.
You see me now.
On the real, they don't have any money, but they scared to say they don't have any money, so they try to deflect and say, "Oh, well, is this somewhere else? You ain't got. If you had the money and you wanted this, you would just buy it."
Some actually do, but some think that I'm supposed to help you save money elsewhere. That ain't my job. Like, that ain't my
also,
job, partner.
Speaking of cons, shout out to SableCon. I was there yesterday. I spent some money, as I always do. But shouts to Saturday Morning Cartoons. Bought some stuff from them. King Supreme. I got Void Beast. Ace Blade. I didn't get Ace Blade because they're about to do a collected edition, so I'm gonna wait so I can get them all at once. And Void Beast is doing a Kickstarter tomorrow, as well as Changa. Void Beast is doing a collected edition, so I'm gonna get those.
Oh, thank God! I definitely want to. I want to. If you know the dude from Void Beast, I would love to carry him on the table.
All right, cool. Yeah, Matthew's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll connect y'all.
I don't want
anyway,
no more
my bad. Go ahead.
Weird, I don't want no more weird creators who can't respond to messages. Shout out to folks. I'm telling y'all,
boy.
2023. That's gonna be your last acknowledgement on any airtime. But anyway, follow me at blurred_ish one on IG. As we try to sell books. So I'm serious about my money making endeavors.
Gotta make that cheese.
Facebook, Blurtish, got the Blurtish page, and I'm Keith Cooper on Facebook. So got these different things, and I may just go out for fun to go next week, the Memorial Weekend. If you're in Houston, Texas, Sunday, you may see me at Comic Palooza. It's not determined, but you'll follow my socials and you'll know for a fact if I'm going.
All right, that's what's up. And of course, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. This is what we do. We love all y'all. Until the next episode, this is from us telling you, peace.
Peace.